We as Microsoft continue to invest in our products and our platforms, but true societal inclusion for people with disabilities is going to need many more industries to get on board and an engaged partner network to deliver this.
Welcome to the Microsoft Partner Innovation Vodcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Zarate. Did you know, with 1 in 5 people on the planet living with a disability, it's critical that digital transformation is inclusive, especially around access to work, education, government, and commercial services. Today we have Hector Minto, the Accessibility Lead Evangelist for Microsoft, and Mateusz Krominski, also known as Krum, Software Products Director at Wunderman Thompson Technology, part of the WPP Group, to learn how the company is engaging with partners like WPP all around the world to drive their accessibility journey. So thank you both so much for your time today. Great to have you on. How are you?
Great, Jennifer. Thanks for inviting us on to talk about this critical topic.
I'm really great. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you both. So jumping right in, how do we jointly tackle this disability divide?
So as society digitally transforms, we've got to be really deliberate about inclusion. We as Microsoft continue to invest in our products and our platforms, but true societal inclusion for people with disabilities is going to need many more industries to get on board and an engaged partner network to deliver this, working across banking, retail, health, education, government services. Today, we're talking about the marketing technology industry, which is why it's great to have you here with us today, Krum.
Thank you. WPP puts inclusion at the heart of the strategy. We continuously invest and recognize the initiatives leading to building more inclusive workspace, but for most, these that are helping our customers, the brands, to get better. Specifically at Wunderman Thompson, we established an inclusive experience practice to foster the inclusive design. And being in the technology arm of Wunderman Thompson, we invest into solution development in that area as well.
Excellent. And to learn a little bit more, of course, Krum, what is the pain point your platform helps solve to deliver more accessible content? Tell us about Brand Guardian.
I will start quite mouthfully because Brand Guardian is an intelligent content quality platform invented during a company hackathon developed in a great partnership with Microsoft. It's an automation platform that plugs into different stages of content production workflow and helps to overcome what we call a content monster. And look, world's largest brands, they operate globally and with multitude of products that are marketed in proliferated channels with customers looking to get a personalized content anytime, every day. That all creates an enormous content demand. Following rigorous processes, this is brand guidelines, local laws, industry regulations, that all leaves very little space to think and act on inclusion of that content. But if the content does not represent all, if it does not talk to all, it's not as strong as it should be. In this world, Brand Guardian plugs into creative process to help agencies and brands to create and to review the content in an automated way, allowing everyone to put diversity of talent representation, but also the accessibility of content published on the top of their agendas.
I love Brand Guardian. It's so cool. It's so specific to the work that WPP do. You know advertising and you know what matters in terms of what you're trying to deliver to your customers. I absolutely love that.
And I couldn't agree more. How cool is that? So, if you could, Hector, walk us through how we're scaling these ambitions with partners today.
Yeah, so look, we're all about helping partners to skill up and build accessibility into their product offerings, enabling partners to expand their conversation with customers about their user and employee experiences. For example, we're inviting all partners to focus on accessibility as part of the Microsoft Build for 2030 hackathon and to innovate their own accessible solutions. Through the ecosystem, we can scale the delivery of accessible technology. It's the right thing to do, but it's also the great business thing to do. So Krum, this has all been driven by the fact that your customers are asking you about including people with disabilities and delivering on accessibility, right?
That's a fact, and the brands are not only desiring to be accessible, they are quite often obliged to do so. We're observing the market, and a few years ago, US introduced a few important regulations, including ADA. European Accessibility Act is expected to be implemented by 2025. In fact, accessibility requirements are becoming a common requirement in all of the RFPs. We go beyond what Microsoft provides as technology partner. We are looking into the marketing assets just as the end customers perceive it by using the computer vision. Our technology helps brands to include broad talent representation and make all the content accessible. Brand Guardian has much broader application, and we can do more than that, helping our customers with brand governance, legal compliance, and many more.
Wow, this is great. Especially learning how disability inclusion is driven by accessibility. So, what would you say is your call to action?
Every partner has a role to play here. If you're driving the adoption of our productivity tools, then just lead with accessibility. If you're focused on the built infrastructure, get rigorous on testing and delivering accessible biz apps and platforms. We have some amazing testing tools available for you at ak.ms/accessibility insights. If, like WPP, you're reimagining your industry, then lean into new technologies. Bring inclusion into your business strategy and your deliverables. But you can start small and agile and then scale through Azure. Think of Azure as a platform for inclusion. And if you're already helping us with this mission to bridge the disability divide, then list your solution with us in our AppSource marketplace.
And coming from the marketing technology background, I encourage all brands to shift left and think about the content quality consistently through all of their development lifecycle. A mistake made early in the process can become very costly to get fixed later on.
That's absolutely right. So get rooted in how to deliver accessibility. Take our course, ak.ms/accessibility fundamentals, take it across your organization and help us to bridge the disability divide.
And there you have it. Make sure you want to learn more, head over to the link. Thank you both so much for your time today. And hey, that's a wrap on another episode of the MPI Vodcast. Thank you for tuning in.